Did you know that a seemingly simple and otherwise ordinary argument between a couple may have significant legal consequences? You're watching Persian Web TV. We have with us today criminal defense lawyer Aaron Harnett. He's been practicing exclusively in the area of criminal law in the Greater Toronto area for 18 years. Many of his clients are newcomers to Canada, and in this program we will learn about an important issue in the law today, namely family violence. What do we need to understand about family violence?
It's a problem that the Canadian government is taking differently than they used to. There was a time not that long ago when what happened behind closed doors was really none of the police and the court's business, but that is not the way matters are handled now. Now it's seen as a pressing social issue, and a lot of resources, time, and attention are spent to getting at the causes of family violence and addressing those problems in court.
Right. Now, could you describe a typical case for us?
What I tend to see is a fight that maybe got a little out of control, an argument that has become physical in some way, something's being broken, words are being said. Perhaps one of the kids calls 911 or a neighbor or one of the parties themselves. Once the police arrive on the scene, however, they're not there to calm the situation down. They're not there to take somebody away to an uncle's house or a brother's house to let them cool off. Typically, they're there to take someone away in handcuffs, and usually that person is the husband.
Right, and what happens next after that?
When someone is charged with domestic violence, typically they're taken to a police station and held overnight and brought to the court for a bail hearing. A bail hearing is really just the court's decision as to whether it's safe to let that person out of jail while they wait for their case to be finished.
Now, how long does that take?
It could take as little as 2 months, as long as a year or more. And what happens during that time is the person is released on bail with conditions, and those conditions almost always forbid them from going home, from talking to their spouse, from seeing their kids, and it can be a terrible hardship for a family to endure this period of separation caused by the charges being brought.
I see. Now, what if the wife drops the charges?
Well, there's a misconception that because somebody claims to be a victim, they can have the charges dropped if they change their mind. That's not really the way the system works anymore. The bringing of a criminal charge is a decision that the state makes, and only the state, as represented by the prosecutor, can drop the charge. So just because somebody now decides they don't want to go ahead with it does not necessarily mean that the case will not go ahead.
I see. And what are the consequences of being found guilty of family violence?
Our judges have been told by Parliament, take these cases seriously. Where violence happens in the household, it's seen as an aggravating factor on sentencing. So if it's a serious fight, it can happen that somebody will have to go to jail for a time. Even if there's no jail involved, a criminal record is very frequently a consequence, and this can be devastating. If somebody needs to travel abroad, if somebody needs a clearance for their job, a good, clean background for immigration purposes, all of these factors can make it very serious to be convicted.
Thank you very much for this helpful overview. We were with criminal defense lawyer Aaron Harnett. For more information, you can visit aaronharnett.com. I'm Sharuk Biniyaz, and you're watching Persian Web TV.